Hey, today we're gonna solve, I don't think you have very many to do. I think you only have 4 of them to do. What I want to do in the first video is go through and just set everything up, okay? Don't worry about anything else, just set everything up. So again, remember the things we have to check for in factoring. You need to know how many answers there are. There are 2. You will need to identify what x's you have. I've got x to the power 2, I've got x. So that means I need to see 0, and I do. Now I underline the big guys, and there are 2 terms. So I want to see if we have a GCF. And then after that, I want to see if what we have left is a difference of perfect squares, meaning is it a minus of something I can write as the same thing, okay? All right, let's look at the next one. How many answers? 2. Okay, what do I have for x's? X second, okay? So I make sure I have my 0, and I do. Underline the big guys, and there's only 2, so we will look for a GCF. And then we will see if what we have remaining, if we have something remaining, is a difference of perfect squares. Okay, next thing. How many answers? 2. What do you have for x's? You have x to the second power and you have x, okay? So make sure the 0's there, it is. Boom, boom, boom. But this time there's 3 terms, so I do the same thing. I'm going to look for a greatest common factor. And then I'm going to use my trinomial chart, okay? And I'll need to know what a equals when I use that chart. Okay, how many answers? What do we have for x's? I've got x second power, and I have a plain old x, okay? So I look for my greatest common factor. And then I go to my t-chart. A equals. Okay, next up, 2 answers. What do we have for x's? We got x to the second power. Okay, so make sure we see 0. Underline the big dogs. There's only 2 of them. So I do that, and then I want to see if I have a difference of perfect squares. Okay. Got those. And what do we have? We have x to the second, but we have x along with it. Okay, so 0. 2 terms. And then I look for a difference of perfect squares. Okay. All right, next one. There'd be 2 answers. And look at the entire equation. You see x to the second power, and you also see x. So we do need to do some work to get our 0. So it's minus 2x. And that would go nicely under the negative 2x that's here. And then minus 21, we're going to put him in reject land. Okay, so now I've got 1x to the second, minus 4x, and minus 21. Okay, now we underline the big dogs, and there's a 3. Okay, so GCF. And t, okay, a equals. Okay, and then right here there'd be 2 answers. I'd have x squared and x. There's 0, that's good. I always got to see 0, okay. There's 3 terms. So I would go with my GCF and my T-chart. Okay. Okay, now go through those 4, set them up real quick, just like I did. Okay.